What up, everybody? You're now tuned into Candid Conversations with your host, Brandon Lampley. That's me, my humble self. Hey, I'm working, y'all. I told y'all I'm working. I got lives all week this week, man. I told y'all. I got another guest in here today. We're going to talk some podcast work. We're going to talk a little bit of sports. Hey, it might go into politics. Religion. Hey, we going to run the gamut, man. But introduce yourself to the people.
I'm PASTAH PAHMA from Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast, Jacksonville, Florida. How y'all doing? What's up, my friend? What's up, Brandon Lampley?
Yes, sir. Hey, when I tell you, when you changed it, when y'all seen that, when you put that PASTAH PAHMA, I said it just like you spelled it. I say, man, that's it right there. I giggle right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to spell it like that.
Yeah, got to spell it just like that, man. Yeah. Just like that. All right, so let me tag. I'm gonna tag you in this real quick.
Go ahead and do that.
And then So, man, we're gonna talk a little podcasting first. So you have your own podcast. Let's Talk Under the Tree. I think you added me to the group.
Yes.
I don't know. So I think it might have been about a year ago or so.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, and then watch some of your stuff and seeing some of the guests you have on. And I said, man, you got the guest after guest. You got a good show. The group, anything you post in the group, everybody's jumping on it. It's not a dead group. I said, man, this is good, man. I said, I got to get me a piece of this, man.
Appreciate your support. Let's Talk Under the Tree. Got the name, from, South Carolina, because that's where I'm originally from. And when I grew up, a lot of the older men talked under the tree. They told the truth and they told some lies and at the same time. So, a lot of the wisdom, come from up under the tree. And, that's where everybody hung out at. So I said, let's talk under the tree. And that's where I got it from. And it just went from there. I actually just hit a year on April 6th. And I didn't know it was going to be like that. Sometimes you got to step out on faith. And don't be scared. You're doing your podcast, so that's what you did, I'm assuming. So, and don't be afraid to, mess up. I mess up all the time. You just got to correct yourself. What separates you that I like, everybody can't do a live show. Most podcasts are pre-recorded. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the CNN anchor who passed away a few months ago? I think his name was Larry King Live.
Yes.
That was his style, actually. He said he couldn't do a pre-recorded show. He did 2 of them, and he said he was in the box, and he couldn't do a pre-recorded show. That's why he, showed Larry King Live.
Yeah. I never knew that about Larry King. And I fell in love with live. I have pre-recorded. He's right. It's a little different. It's boxed in, and it's funny, man. When I go live, I don't have those hiccups and trips and stuff because it's all coming from up there. But when I'm recording and I know that I can record and edit, man, the brain farts, messing up, over talking, whatever, anything wrong can go wrong, will go wrong when you just recording it.
Yeah. Everybody have a different podcast style. With me, there's no right or wrong to what you do. I don't have prepared notes. I just kind of go from the dome. I might read a bio a little bit and go from there, and it just go along with what I'm talking about. I use a technique, when I have a guest, I'm not really paying attention to nothing they're saying because I'm already on to the next thing. Mm-hmm. That ain't for everybody.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah, I just pick out, bits and pieces of what they're saying, and, I go from there. I'm already on to the next thing, and I just let them talk. But, they don't know I'm doing that. But I used to do talk radio in Jacksonville part-time a long time ago. I think, what's that gospel station? 1360 or 1460. I don't know if they still something like that.
You got 1400, 1280, 1360. I think one is WCGL. I think that's 1360.
Yeah, WCGL. I started on there talking about finance 15 years ago or more, probably longer than that. And that's what I used to do, part-time, little show. And technology have changed now, so you don't really have to go in the studio anymore. So I had to learn what the new technology is compared to you know it all. With the mic, showed me look like a basketball.
Yeah.
And
yeah, man.
Go from there, but keep doing your podcast. People are gonna tell you that they don't want to see your show, they don't want to hear it. Don't listen to none of that. You still keep plugging because I was told the same thing. If I would have listened to them, I wouldn't have had the interviews that, that I do have, coming up now and in the past. Never listen to nobody what they say. Their dreams not going to be your dreams. Their passion not going to be your passion. Some of them not going to give a crap. They're going to smile in your face, but you just keep pushing, doing what you do and getting the content out. I'm not going to tell you nothing that I don't know from firsthand experience. You just keep pushing, doing your show and keep on driving and you'll be successful, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I was talking, I was training early and I was talking to my trainer. We was talking about it, buddy of mine. Matter of fact, me and him went live Monday. We talked about masculinity and how it's at an all-time low. It was a really good show, really good talk. And we was talking today and, he's, as a black man, he was talking about how he's like, black men just, we got to help each other more. And I didn't, coming up, I didn't really see it or pay attention to it. But now as an adult, me getting out in the sphere and doing this, I noticed that. Now, of course, there's been very, very good support, helping hands from everywhere, from you to Mr. Sean, to Trey, who came on with me last night, to Mr. John Reed, who's going on with me a few times. He writes for the Jaguars, so the Florida Times Union. Many men who are already in the sphere who, lend a helping hand and, help the young man out. But as many yeses as I've gotten ghosted from a lot of people, man. People who I'll hit up say, hey, like, let's just do a show. I got sports guys. I say, hey, let's, show for a show. I'll come on your show. You come on my show. Or, where there's other people with other podcasts. I told them, I say, I'm just not a sports guy. I could talk it all. No matter the topic, let me know a day ahead and I can give you something about it. I say it could be underwater basket weaving. Brandon gonna have something on it. You give me about a day to review it, but some people that just have that mentality they have, man. And I know what it is, that's kind of a human thing, being selfish, because self-preservation is number one in us. But one people thing don't realize is, and I'm pretty sure you come across this, is there's enough pie for everybody,
Yes. And I like pie. One thing you do have, I must, give you a little bit of credit. You have the it factor. I interviewed Tony Terry last year. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, R&B singer Tony Terry. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing he did say when he was looking for artists. He's looking for that it factor. You have the it factor because I've seen some of your shows. You have what I call it rolling off the dome, the brain. You got it. A lot of people don't have it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. Yeah. And I didn't know I had it until a matter of fact, I think I got to upload it one day. I think I got it on my podcast now, but 9:30 The Game had a contest where they do Dream Day, and for 12 hours, every hour on the hour for 12 hours, fans could host an hour of the show on the radio, and you could talk about whatever you want to talk about. It didn't have to be sports, didn't matter. You could talk about whatever you want to talk about. And so I ended the contest, and I went on I got the 9 o'clock hour. And so I went on and I had my topics, talked about the Jaguars, talked about college basketball, college football, NBA, talked about, at that time, Tom Coughlin was acting a fool. So I talked about Tom Coughlin. And I had one segment where it wasn't about sports. So I talked about social media and how it's affecting kids today. And the producer of the show, after the show, he told me, he said, Brandon, I'm gonna be honest with you. He said, your two best segments is when you talked about social media and how it affect kids, and Tom Coughlin. He said, those are your two best segments. And I told him, I said, well, sir, I didn't have anything wrote down for those. I just winged it. And he said, that's it then. He said, when you did those two things, it was just like when we were in our production meeting having a conversation. The rest of the stuff, I can tell you were reading off of something and you're kind of robotic. He said, so hone in on that. That's your superpower.
And he told you the truth. Just hone in on. Have you ever interviewed any of the Jags yet? Any professional football players yet?
No, I haven't interviewed any of them yet. Hopefully, I would love to get one of them on sooner than later.
Right. When you start interviewing people like that, to me, I look at them as football players. But say you want to go into national gospel artist or an actor or whatever the case may be. Once you do one or two of them, you already got the confidence, but you're going to see that you can interview anybody. It don't matter. They're just regular people. And when you're behind the scenes before you come on the camera, they cut a fool, but on the camera, they're a little different,
Yeah.
Because I interviewed Ernest Lee Thomas, Rodgers, what's happening?
Yeah.
When we got off camera, he said, "Call your mama." Yeah, so I'm just letting you know, you can interview anybody. I know you had the talent, and you can do it. Just keep plugging. You're going to get some yes, no's. Hey, it is what it is. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Can't let that discourage me. You're right. I've gotten plenty of no's now, and not having interviewed any of the Jaguar players is not for lack of trying. I've DM'd, I don't know how many, I have, but one day somebody gonna see one, and I'm gonna get on. It's just gonna be a matter of time, man.
Yeah, you remember Big Sofa, Damon Jones?
Yeah, man, I know. He coached at Reebok High School for a little bit. And my brother was there for one of the years he was there, and that's how I met him. Good dude, funny. Yeah.
That's my frat brother. I'll see if I can get him for you.
Oh man, I would love to get Big Sofa on, man.
I'll call him for you.
Okay. See, Sean. Hey, appreciate this, Sean. Say love this, soaking it all in. Good stuff. Appreciate that, my brother.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, my friend. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just saying what was your like as far as your podcast and coming up with it and what you want to do? Like, is this just something that you always had in you, or just something you just decided like one day, hey, this is what I'm going to do?
That's exactly what happened. I was at work and I was thinking. That's when I usually think a lot, the kind of job that I do, and the bells just rung in my head. Ding, ding, ding. I'm gonna do a podcast, but I didn't start off on this level I'm on now. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I actually started on a cell phone, believe it or not. A lot of people didn't know that.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I did. A regular cell phone. And when I had my first national guest, his name was Lenny Williams. I don't know if you're familiar with your era, the singer. And he sang that little clip. Oh. Yeah, he was my first one. I rocked the interview, but I was starstruck on that first one.
Oh man, I'm sure. Dude, the whole time I'd have been like, Lenny, you just gotta forget about him.
Right.
Maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love. Oh
that's
yeah.
Him. Yeah, that's him. But I was starstruck on the first one. Nobody kind of knew. I was looking at the clock and the time. I said, yes, we got about 50 minutes. Let's cut it. And I started winding down. But that's exactly what happened. But my goals is to take it national. It's kind of going in that direction now, believe it or not, because I'm in the circle of some of the right people making the contacts. It was kind of hard to get in that circle, but once you in, you kind of, network. I'm a real big networker, network with this person know that one, the next one know this one, and that's how it goes. So my name is out there now, but I'm the same person. I'm very humble. I'm a very humble person. I don't forget where I come from at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm talking to, just about anybody about it, whether, it's family, friends or whatever. I said that the goal of this right here and my end goal, I'm doing this solely because I know I can do it. I'm not doing this to become famous. I'm not doing this to become rich. I'm not doing this to chase clout. I'm not doing this for women. I'm doing this solely because I know I can do it. I have the talent for it. And if I don't do it, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life that I did not pursue it.
Oh, you sound like me. God, I wish we had a parakeet up in here. Yeah, but I know I can do it. I don't want to do it for fame, fortune, money, none of that. And, but I know I can do it, and some of the other podcasts that's on a national scale right now, I studied the game and I said, you know what? They are not no better than me. And I looked at it, some of the national podcasts, I said to myself, all they're doing is talking. Yeah, but they're not no better than me. The talent level is no better than me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've had those moments too. I have those moments with just looking at sportscasters, because sports from early teens or preteens, it was always Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, wanting to be in that suit, sitting on TV, talking, sports. And so, but once I started this, like it just one day, somebody mentioned it to me about a podcast. I never thought about doing a podcast. I'm like, what do I do a podcast for? Who want to listen to me talk? I said, I have conversations with people, but I don't know if I can spit it out and regurgitate it the same way I do in conversations. But that was the key, to do it like you do it when you're talking in a conversation. Right. So watching those guys, I was like, I can do that. I said, dude, I can do that. And it's no slight on them. It's no slight and no shade on them. I just know what I can do.
Right. And Stephen A. Smith, I seen an article that he did right. He said he didn't start off like that with the skills he have now. He didn't start off with, talk like how he talked, the presentation. You have to work on it and build yourself up to it. Everybody have a different style. That's what it is. You have your style. I have my style. On Let's Talk Under the Tree, it's kind of like a smash mouth in your face.
Yeah.
Sort of, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You have those episodes. I've listened. I was like, oh, they real tonight, man. They
real.
Yeah, they own one tonight. Yeah.
Right. I have my co-host T Smalls, and I have two of my cousins on there that join me sometime, and I call them the two dogs. If I call them dogs out, stand by. They have a show called The Bottom of the Bottle, and I see why. If I ever call them out, and get ready. I have people that ask me to have them on as a panel with me, my co-host and them. I said, you sure you want me to have them on now? They might say some things. Yeah.
I don't want you to get no strikes against your content.
Right.
Yeah. So I got people now who I know they talked about, wanting to be on and stuff. And I'm like, man, it's a family show. You're gonna have to clean that up a little bit, man.
Yeah, everybody have their own different format. Yeah. Of course, when I do an artist, that's straight down the line. But any other topic, I have that type of audience. It ain't nothing. Clean. It ain't nothing clean. Pretty much. It depends on the audience you have.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and the only reason that I'm doing it the way I'm doing it now is because family, majority of them, people watching, and I'm still growing. Yeah. But as I get more comfortable, as it grows, you're going to see more and more of me. You're going to see more and more of my personality, how I am, because like a lot of people don't notice, like especially if you watch my videos like this. I got a potty mouth, man. I do. I can't help it. It's just what it is. But I know how to turn it on and turn it off. So if I get to go on, say, a CNN, I get to go on ESPN, I get to go on Fox Sports or anything like that. They call me up, say, Brandon, hey, come talk on this segment. I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. I usually get those type of topics like rape, child molester, addicted to pain medicine, pastors smoking weed in the pulpit. Nothing's off limits.
Right. Yeah. I mean, did y'all talk about the pastor? It was a white pastor. He talked to the ladies and was telling them that they need to keep their figure up for their husbands, saying they were overweight. Did you see that?
Yeah, we talk about all that type of stuff. Big boned women that men like, that type of women. It just depends on the topic that that what we're talking about. But you're doing a good job with sports. I learned a lot from you. I'm not really a sports person. I know the basics. But,
Yeah, that's what people tell me. I got a buddy of mine. He's like, he don't watch sports at all. He said your show is the only show I watch. He said, because he said you talk about things and it makes me want to look certain things up, how passionate you are when you talk about them. And I said, well, that's pretty much my aim and how I approach it. I want to give you the facts. And after I lay out the facts for you, I'm going to give you my opinion of it. And I'm going to make it like it's a conversation between two friends. And that's how I want to make it, and so that's how the content is. And I want anybody to turn on my content and be able to pick up what I'm talking about, and not say, man, well, I don't understand what he's saying. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. No, I want to break sports down to where a novice, somebody who knows minimal about it, can watch my show and understand it and go along with it and don't get lost.
Right. You have real good content and it's like an eye catcher. For me, being a podcaster, I did a little over 100 episodes in a year. One thing I never wanted to do was have a boring show. I know another podcast, I won't say his name. Oh, his show is off the chain. You can see every rainbow color in a rainbow. The graphics is tight. I mean, it's like a Mercedes-Benz 500 series, but the show is boring. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He looks pretty. Everything's pretty.
Yeah, but it's dry.
It's dry until after the intro is over with. He has shows like the glucose factor and the wheat cracker. Nobody cares about nothing like that.
Yeah. Shoot, like, have you seen watch any of Kevin Samuel's content?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, have you seen his early content like 3 years ago?
Yes, I have.
Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
that the evolution of Kevin Samuel should be documented for
Yes.
all to see.
Yes. Yes. Have you heard of an actor called Barry Brewer? I think he has a show on Tyler Perry called Bruh. I'm not sure.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure, but he's a big actor with Tyler Perry. One of the things that he said, and I'm gonna refer this to you. He's from Chicago. I interviewed him about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and he's from Chicago. He flew to L.A. and he actually said he believed in this dream. You have to believe it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to confirm it, and it can relate to you. When I interviewed Ernest Lee Thomas, I actually posted that a year prior, before I even got the interview, that Ernest Lee Thomas coming soon. And I never even had the interview yet. You just got to believe it. It's called Believing in the Supernatural, and it happened. And I have another interview that just confirmed. I won't say it yet. That is coming. I'll go ahead and say it. Howard Hewitt. And I posted that actually 1 year ago, said coming soon. And I just got a call from his team that we're working out the dates right now. It's called Believing in the Supernatural. If you believe it, it can happen. That's a true story. I never even had no contacts for Howard Hewitt or anything. Nothing. But I posted it on Let's Talk Under the Tree page. And sure enough, today, got a call from his team.
That's powerful.
Right.
That's absolutely powerful.
Ernest Lee Thomas believes in that too, Roger, from what's happening. So just believe it. It's here for you. It's going to happen. I'm just like you. No different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. And I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I talk about that often, especially with my siblings, and how just confirmations, man, speaking those things as though they exist, you know, yeah. Because I you know, I came up with my mom and my auntie, she, they, devout Christians, and they always taught me and speak on those things. And just confirming and saying it, like, I talk about it all the time. I tell people about, especially what I want to accomplish and what I want to go into. I said sports, and say like ESPN or Fox Sports or whatever those things is, those are going to be footnotes in the story of Brandon Lampley. Right. Because sports, that's just something I like to talk about. It's just something I like to do. So that's going to be the footnote. It's going to go much higher than that. And I believe that with every fiber of my being.
Right. See, God already know what's going to go down with Brandon. He already know you're starting here. You don't see it yet, maybe, but you believe it. He already know exactly what's going to go down. Trust me. He already know. Could be next month, could be next year, could be July. I mean, I don't know. But he already knows what your show gonna be about, what's gonna happen, what's gonna go down. But just don't quit. Just keep striving. And always remember, don't listen to what other people say. That's a biggie. Don't do that. Yeah, I never would have thought from a cell phone in my wildest dreams I'll be interviewing 5-time Grammy Award winners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't believe what nobody say. Everybody can't eat off your plate. It's your dream, not theirs. And right. you're gonna get a lot of, hey, cuz that's coming.
Hey, I think Sean watching right now say that's awesome. Believe in those dreams. Say stand your vision because it's yours, brother. Hey, I just talked about Sean with this. I was with him earlier, and I said that I've gotten a lot of no's, just like I've gotten some yeses. And I said, but I already know what it is. I say once I start getting to a certain point, because what it is, it's small right now, and so only a few people can truly see the value in it. Others just don't care, and that don't matter to me. Mm-hmm. But when it really starts to show value to where just a blind man can see that, okay, this is going somewhere, then they're going to come out the woodwork.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. That's already started to happen to me a little bit. Because my daughter even told me, well, she's young, but she said, she don't know no better. Daddy, tell him I'm your daughter. I said, I did it last week.
And she want her piece of the pie too.
Yeah, I just laugh out of it. Yeah, it don't bother me. But just keep striving, man. You got good content, and just believe in the supernatural, because I'm telling you a true fact. Actually, I told Ernest Lee Thomas that on the interview that I posted his interview 1 year prior that I was going to do it without any contacts. And, I confirmed what he was already talking about the supernatural. Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen. Whatever works for you, you can believe it mentally, write it down. But it is going to happen. This time next year, you're going to do some good things, man. April 2022. Yeah, we put it out there.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that. Portia, how you doing? Appreciate you for tuning in. Say, write the vision and make it plain. Always keep God first. I appreciate that, Portia.
Yeah. And that's how I go. Whatever works for you, man. And it's gonna go down. I feel it. I have no doubt in my mind. And
Yeah.
you there. Sometimes you might have a little gray hair up there when it go down, but
Yeah.
that goes with it.
Yeah. I was talking to my mom about that one night, and I said, as excited as I am for the future, I said I am a bit, I won't say scared, but I'm a little hesitant because living a life of anonymity, I love it. I love going places, and the people who know me, and those who don't care. I do like that, but I know that the further I go, the more recognizable I'll be. And no, I no longer will live a life of anonymity the higher I go. My life will be lived out in the public, and I can only keep so many things private. And I said that's a worry for me. It is, because I watch those who are rising right now. Just take Kevin Samuels, for example. I mean, those who don't like him, I mean, dude, they're hurling all kind of stuff his way. But he's like, it's whatever. Those who hate, those who support. You can't worry about those things. So as quickly as those thoughts came, my inner beings are like, hey man, don't worry about that. That don't matter. Whether you lie or whether you tell the truth, somebody's gonna have a problem with it. So speak your truth.
Yeah, you just keep going forward, don't worry about nobody, because as you know, preparing for a podcast takes work. You have to have a certain kind of mentality. Your mind's always going like a whirlwind, thinking of content, thinking what to save. You're trying not to have any dead spots during your show, so it's no gaps. It's a lot to it. You have to have a certain mentality to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you know that now.
man, starting out early, when I was just doing audio, that prepared me for everything you see now. If I hadn't started that, I wouldn't be here right now, because that prepared me before I started talking to people. Talking to yourself is, man, it's rough. It's rough, because even with you recording it, and you can edit certain spaces out where you forget something or you got to go back and clean it up, you can do that. But even then, man, it's still tough to talk to yourself and have a point and go and go and go. And so once I started doing that over and over and over again, it got easier and easier. And then I got on video, and now video has become it's now I'm comfortable. Like if I'll go back and look at my first video, and I was good in it, but I could tell that I hadn't done it before. And so I'm kind of like this and talking like this, and I'm all but now it's it's easy now. It's loose, man. We could bring up some topic and we could talk about it. We can go on it for hours and hours and hours. It's much more simple now. But before, man, it was rough. It was really rough starting out.
How many episodes you think you have done so far? About what?
So just audio. I'm almost at 50. Okay. And I haven't done audio in a while. I got to pick it back up. My buddy was saying, he was like, people still listening to podcasts. He said, so, he said, don't forget about that. So I got to pick that back up. I'm going to change the name though, because it's still just sports, but I want to be able to put everything on there. And then video, I say I'm close to 50. So almost 100 episodes between audio and video.
Good. Because the average podcast don't last about 6 episodes, 6 to 7. So you in there. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. 6, 7. That's it.
Man, but it makes sense though, because besides somebody, even if somebody's really good at it, everybody's not consistent, man.
Yeah.
And people give up like that.
Yes.
For small reasons, people give up.
Yes, you do. And another tip I'm going to throw your way: trademark your name. I don't know if you did it yet, but
I haven't.
Just think about it down the line.
Okay.
Trademark your show name.
Okay.
That's a real biggie right now. I was watching a segment on I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Sugar Hill Gang, the rap group, the old rap group, Rappers Delight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got caught up in, I call it the hucklebuckle. It just came out. They never owned their name. And the rap names that they were using, I think one of them was Grandmaster G and whatever it was, and they can't even use the name.
Wow.
Yeah, they got caught up in the hucklebuckle. It's all trademark, copyrighted.
Man.
The people who gave them their start, it was about money, and they never made any money.
Mm.
But the newer generation of rappers, of course, they're more like an independent type of artist. Own your rights, own your name. You know, a lot of people don't like Master P, but guess what? He has total control over his empire.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Master P's probably one of my favorite. You just not even artists, but just business people. Period. Because P has a mind for business. I was listening to him and his son Romeo on the Breakfast Club, and he should be super proud of Romeo. He's raised a great kid.
Yes.
But you could tell he gave him the game early. And Master P, he had a grind, man. He had this fire in him that, hey, I gotta make it. I gotta make it, man. And Eddie Griffin told a story about Master P. And he said so he was doing a show in New Orleans, and the producer came to him and said, hey, we got these guys who rap and they want to do a show. They want to open for you doing your show. He's like, oh, cool. Yeah, let me listen to their music. So he listened to the music. He said, yeah. Bring them on. Let's do it. He said they did the show. He said, and he didn't see him for about a year or so, maybe a year and a half had passed. And P and them blew up. No Limit Soldiers. You know, it got real big, man. It got real big. And he said he saw him like a year and a half later. He come in, he got the chains on, he got the fatigue on, you know, and all of that. And he said, you don't remember me, do you? He said, yeah, I remember you. You opened up for me. And he said he handed him like a bunch of cash. He said, man, I appreciate you for giving us our start. And he said, you know, hey, is anything, you know, you got any ventures, anything you doing or whatever? He said he went to his hotel room and wrote the movie Foolish in a couple of days and gave it to Master P, and they made the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Something. Master P actually got his start. His grandfather passed away and left him $10,000, and he just used it and he put a grind to it. You know, with the independent records when he was rapping at the time, selling it, you know, out of his car trunk and all that.
Yep.
He put it to good use. But he was real big on owning his own brand and owning your name.
Yeah.
Because when you trademark your name, you have all the power.
Yeah.
You have negotiating, you know, because when you get on that level, you know, you have your marketing rights, publishing, but you own your name.
Yeah. I'm glad you told me that, because that's something I hadn't thought about.
Right.
My uncle brought up too. He was like, eventually he said, get your own personal attorney as well. So you have them on, you know, on retainer. So, you know, getting in this business it's a lot that I need to learn. I say, but as they say, I'm going to build a plane while we flying it.
That's right. That is correct. And you know, another thing that you might want to look at is, say, you know, you have your name to your show right now. Say you have tomorrow 1 million hits on YouTube. Somebody can just trademark your name, and you got to pay them.
Man,
that's your show, though.
That's my show, though.
Yeah. Right.
yeah. That's my show, though.
Right. That goes with a lot of businesses in Jacksonville. Yeah, you went down there to, I think it's called FloridaBiz.com or whatever. Yeah, you own the business with the name, but you don't own the name because you never trademarked it.
Man, so now that you tell me that, now I understand, like when you talking about a lot of the artists that you've interviewed and how a lot of them have gone broke, but you realize that they've gone broke, but a lot of them didn't get the money that people think they got in the first place.
Nope. Actually, I make more than them on my job now that they made probably in their whole careers. I interviewed an artist and he told me straight up, he just had fame, no money. That was it. A national recording artist. I hear music in Jacksonville all the time on the radio. Actually, it's part of their commercial. Yep. When we get
Sean,
go ahead, bro.
No, I'm saying, look what Sean said. He said, well, I'm getting that trademark. Good info. Hey, you better, tailor-made for you. Get it trademark. Go ahead, Sean. Do it. And before you start that show too, hey, go ahead and do it. I'm going to look into it and I'm going to do it too, because these are things that I did not know.
It takes a while to get the paper, but your name will be trademarked. So don't worry about that. You get it. I think it's the United States Trademark Office. You get an email. Everything's done professional. Yeah. It takes a while to get the paper in your hand, but you'll get the serial number that your name and, you know, your show was already trademarked or whatever you're trying to do. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how Yeah, that's a real biggie.
Gotcha.
That's how a lot of these rappers and singers got ripped off. Some of them can't even use their name. They they didn't trademark them. I'm going to verify that again. New Edition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I was talking about them today with my trainer. We talked about New Edition today.
Okay, I'm not sure if you remember, maybe 2 years ago that Ronnie and the rest of them. I think what's the name of another group? Michael Bivins. They had a name called RBMB, something like that. I don't know if you remember that name. They was getting ready to go on tour. The reason why they couldn't use New Edition because they never trademarked their name. Ralph Tresvant and Johnny Gill trademarked their name, New Edition. That's why they had some kind of funny story with them not getting along. It just happened. They trademarked their name. So the other guys in the group couldn't tour with that name. I think they used the name RBM something. I don't know exactly. Ronnie Bobby something, whatever the rest of them. Yeah, that's true. They went through the back door and trademarked the name New Edition.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Now, man, we talk about shrewd operators. We talked about New Edition today, and we're talking about how Jay-Z and Dame Dash fell out, and how that big stink with those two, man. And Jay-Z, like he was my trainer, he was telling me, say DMX said a long time ago that Jay-Z was motivated by money. He said, I'm not. And in order to get to the heights that he's gotten to, you're gonna have to step on people. It's just that's the nature of the business. You're gonna have to do that. And it's obvious if those in his wake, they talk about it.
Yeah, that is true. But trademark your game and and you'll be successful. And you was also talking about Brett Favre. Let's not forget.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into Brett Favre. So we're gonna expound on this because this goes across color lines, goes across sports. But this is it was just dumb of him, man. But he's a former Cowboy quarterback who always had things to say, but he's not clean himself. So we're gonna bring up a few of his transgressions after we read this quote.
Okay.
And so he was on the Daily Wire's Andrew Clavin show, and he talked about what's going on outside of the game. He said, I know when I turn on a game, I want to watch a game. I want to watch players play, teams win, lose, come from behind. He said, I want to watch all the important parts of the game, not what's going on outside of the game. And I think the general fan feels the same way. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, I don't watch anymore. It's not about the game anymore. And I tend to agree. And he basically saying how they got to take politics out of sports, basically. He said nobody wants to see politics in sports. That's why people aren't watching. And he caught fire on Twitter for it. Every dude, NBA, NFL, former, current players, entertainers, they killing him right now because they're like, I think Adrian Amos, safety, he was like, there's no politics on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, it ain't.
No, yeah. I don't understand, but this is coming from a man who, and he's the one when Deshaun Watson first wanted to be traded from the Texans, he basically told Sean to shut up and throw the football. That's basically what he said. He was like, stop worrying about that. You need to just play football because a lot of it is jealousy of the money that the guys make today. And I believe that. But also, you talk about Brett Favre. Well, okay, Brett, you was addicted to Vicodin. You had to hold a press conference about it. You had issues with that. You were allegedly, because this is allegedly soliciting in strip clubs. Also, you are sending pictures of your junk to female reporters when you was with the Jets. So, I mean, and then you held the Packers over a barrel for 3 years after they drafted Aaron Rodgers, and they had a tug of war back and forth with you for 3 years. So, Brett, come on. Like, are you serious right now? You made your game political when you was with the Packers, man.
Yeah. At the end of the day, this is my opinion. Brett Favre is just a dude from Mississippi.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think he's a bad dude because a lot of African Americans, what I was, observing during his time playing, they got along with Brett Favre. Him and Warren Sapp, I think, had some battles, but he's still a dude from Mississippi. So, hey, he has no room to talk. I agree with what you say at all.
Yeah. I mean, you're a good old boy. Just continue to be that. And there's nothing wrong with that. We got no problem with it. Keep making your Wrangler jeans commercials, but politics is always going to be a part of sports. It's always in sports, That's just something we live with.
Yeah, it's going to be there, and I don't think it's going to change at all. You know,
No.
and that's just what it is. If you really think about it, the NFL is what 85% African American, maybe 90. It's a big number.
It's a big number.
Yeah, and most of the owners, as far as matter of fact, all of them are white except for Shad Khan out of Jacksonville, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, the newer generation, you included, they're going to be more, boisterous and, say their opinion. I think they look at it as a job. They're well paid, but then they're not going to sit back, I think, and just take it, like they did in the past,
Right. Yeah. Yesterday's stars didn't really speak, and I understand. I understand why they didn't. I mean, their voice. They didn't have the voice that they have today. Because back in the day, teams could do certain things. They could ostracize you. They could blackball you. They still do it today. But one thing about it, if you're good, you're good, and they can't, they can't blackball you. That's
Right.
why I talked about like when Michael Sams came into the league, the first gay NFL player to ever be drafted. I said that I think he didn't want that to get out before he got drafted. So that information got leaked before he got drafted. He was going to do it after he got drafted.
Right.
And I do think that affected his draft stock.
Yeah.
But I hope they're ready because on the way, he's coming. Whoever it is, he's going to be great. And you're going to have to take him at the top of the first round, and he's going to be gay. So they better be ready for it. He's going to be openly gay. That's coming.
Yeah, it's going to come sooner or later. And you're going to have to separate their personal lifestyle to the game. I mean,
yeah,
that's just what it is. Believe it or not, I used to have a phobia about, gay men, but one of my best friends, he's gay, and he taught me everything I know in finance, believe it or not. I pushed aside his personal lifestyle, and believe it or not, he was very smart. He taught me a lot of things about finance, and when I pushed aside his lifestyle, he's just a regular person, talk a lot of trash, and I left that part alone, and he calls me all the time. I don't get into his lifestyle or anything like that. He treats me with respect. I treat him with respect. He's a white guy. And, we get along great. I don't agree with the lifestyle, but that's his business. And I left that alone, that he is a human being. And if I would have had the big head, I wouldn't know what I know now about finance. So, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Accepting people as they are. That's what the church, accepting people, those come as you are, as they say, accepting those people as they are, because regardless of their lifestyle, regardless of, what they're into and what they do, even with those who are into things that might be not all the way legal, you never know what you can learn from that person, and you never know whether it's what in the future, how that person can be an asset to you. So you never want to burn bridges, man. Never.
Whew. You ain't lying, especially in podcasts too, for real. You never know who knows who.
Yeah. Get on the phone real quick, call somebody for you. You never knew that they know this person, man.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I saw it's a podcast called Fresh and Fit, and they have these young ladies on some of their episodes, and what they're doing slowly, and it's subtle, but it's not subtle to me because I can tell what they're doing. But they're exposing female nature little by little by bringing on young girls and just letting them talk and pretty much letting them out themselves, by the way they talk. And so these young ladies were on there, and they were just rude. They wouldn't listen. They do OnlyFans, so they sell their body. Mm-hmm. Hold on, let's see. Nesco. Hey, y'all. Hey, Pastor. Hey. What's up, Ness?
Hey, Pastor. Hey, how you doing? Go ahead.
They're on this podcast, man, and they just got this attitude. These guys are trying to, basically tell them, say, hey, the money you making on OnlyFans is finite. Like, it's seasonal. It's not sustainable. You ain't going to be able to show your body for 10 years. Like, you're going to get old, and then there could be just a new it girl. You might not even get old. Tomorrow, a new girl could come on the scene, and then that's it, and your money starts to dwindle in. But the guy, Hafiz, was on there from the Roommates podcast. He was like, you don't know who's watching this show right now. You don't know who's going to see this. And they could be like, I like that young lady right there. I want her to be in this. I want her to be in that. But then they see the way you act, and they say, man, I want no parts of that. That's not somebody who I want to be associated with. I don't want to do business with that person. So you have to be self-aware. You got to be self-aware.
You do. You're right. Because Ernest Lee Thomas, he threw the curveball at me, but I know he was going to go hood sooner or later. I was waiting on it, and I had to know how to react. He's already established, so I had to know how to react when he used certain words. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew I already knew he was going to go there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was waiting on it.
Oh yeah. Shoot, one of my first guests on the True Definition of a Sports Fanatic, what's his Harrison Prime. He called himself Dirty Harry. And I know Harrison he's from Jacksonville, just like me. Probably spent a lot of time on the north side of Jacksonville, just like me. And so it's in him. So sooner or later, I knew he was gonna come with something, man. So we doing the show, dog, Leander, I promise you, we doing the show. And we were talking about Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown tweeted out one time, he said, "No more white women 2020." Because his girlfriend is white, the mother of his kids are white, and he was like going through it with her. Yeah. And so that's what he said. He talking about, no, leave these white women on. I said, oh, come on, man. Come on with that. And then it's funny because his girlfriend is white. So I'm like, come on, what are you doing, man?
He's trying to set you up for that response.
Yeah, that's all it was, man. That's all it was. Let's see, Nesco. See, we have to remember before people made these drastic decisions about their lives, they were and will remain people, and that's who we have to reach person inside the people. Yeah.
That is true all day long.
Yeah.
What's your dream interview?
Dream interview. Jamie Foxx.
There you go. I want to interview Jennifer Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis, that's a good one. I love Jennifer Lewis. She's the auntie. Yeah. That's everybody auntie.
Because her mouth fits my platform. You already know she's gonna go raw and to the left and the right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shoot. Hold on, let me stop my camera real quick. I'm just keep talking. With Jamie Foxx, though, I fell in love with the Jamie Foxx from, of course, got Live in Color. You had the Jamie Foxx show. Then he started doing music. He has his stand-up. He has his comedy.
Right.
And I just think he's a well-rounded person, period. Like he can do it all. He can act, he can sing, he can dance. He can do it all, man. He can do stand-up comedy. And that's just something that I strive to be. I think I can do it all. Now, I'm not much of a dancer. I ain't gonna be, I can give you a little shoulder shimmy or something like that and do a little harmonizing for you and all of that. But, as far as, his talent and where it is, like, I don't feel like I can't do those things, but I do marvel at him, man, because the range he has to go from, it's hard to go from somebody who's comedic to go to a serious actor. No, right. Not many people make that transition, and he did it seamlessly.
I think you look like the type you play the banjo.
Play the banjo?
Yeah. The bluegrass music.
The bluegrass music. Hey, I'm like Chris Rock say. He said, who was the guys with Lionel Richie?
Commodores.
The Commodores. He talking about. That's me. I'm one of the dark skins in the back. I ain't the light skin up front. I'm one of the dark skins in the back, playing it like that right there. That's me. Oh man,
yeah. I can see you playing your bluegrass music on your banjo, singing your song. Well, where are you tonight? I had to leave you and you was all alone. I turned the world over and I found true love. You laid another and you was gone.
Hey, that's about it right there. He said, I would love a sit down session with Miles Monroe. Yeah, man. My mom put me on to Miles Monroe, and God rest his soul. I listened to a lot of stuff, and a lot of his teachings and his preaching, man. You can go back and see that it's clearly from the 90s on the video, but a lot of the things he talked about, it ring true today, man. A lot of things he talked about is another interview I would love to. Shahrazad Ali.
Right.
She's amazing to me. She's amazing. She's been talking what's currently going on right now in the Black community. She was talking about it 30 years ago. And everything she talked about, it has manifested itself, which is crazy.
Wow. When you start interviewing these people, you're going to realize that they don't care about all that fancy stuff. They just want the conversation. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm just keeping it real with you. I done did a lot of them. They don't care about you have an airplane flying with your head in the cockpit. Brandon just zooming it in on the runway. Or Brandon Lampley show. They don't care about none of that.
Right.
You're just talking. That's it. You know, decent signal, whatever you're doing, and that's all to it. But I know you can do it. I seen your first show, and I seen you have arrived to what you're doing now. So you got it. You got that it factor.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Nesco say yes. Yeah, Nesco. Yeah, man.
He sounds.
So, let's see.
He sounds familiar.
Oh, I think I don't know if you know Nesco. He's been a friend of the family for a long time. We've known him for a long, long time. My auntie and all of them, they know him.
Oh, okay. But go ahead. What was you saying?
See, this last topic because we 50 minutes in already, man. I tell you, the time flies when the conversation gets good, man.
That's okay. Whatever you want to do.
Let's see. Oh, Mr. Kyrie Irving.
Oh,
so, okay, so you must have heard a little bit about what was going on with him. So he got into it. The Lakers and played Brooklyn a couple nights ago, and him and Dennis Schroeder got into it, and he got up in Dennis Schroeder's face, and you can see he said GD N-word. That's what he said to him. And Kyrie just lost it, man. He went off. He said, man, don't you call me that. You don't know me like that. Don't call me that. And then basically got kicked out the game. Him and Dennis got kicked out the game because Kyrie flew off the handle. Now, I've seen all kind of takes on it. People on one side, people on the other side. Me personally, I mean, I'm not going to care. I mean, if you say that. And then, number one, you were in his face. The man, your breath went down his throat. Yeah. That's how close you were to him. So at that point, I'm going to say that to you probably because, like, could you please back up? I'm just saying. Yeah. But somebody saying that to me is not going to get me out my skin. Even somebody of another race saying that to me is not going to get me under my skin. Now, you call me a band, that's a different story. You add the BITCH, A, and then you say it. Now we got something to work with. Now we cooking with grease, and now we might have to fight. But other than that, man, just like I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
I think Kyrie need to retire. This is my opinion. I don't think he has it like he used to. That's just my opinion.
He's not hungry.
And I'm going to add a spin on this now. I'm going to drop a little nugget. You might not agree on this sports thing. I don't like the Lakers, but some kind of way, I think I don't know how they're going to do it. They might get it again.
I think so too. As good as Brooklyn looks, man, I think they're going to get it again, man, because Brooklyn they're right to fall before they even get to the finals. I can see it happening, man. I can see it happening.
Because in the playoffs, I don't know how LeBron do it. He's a dog.
Man, and he's had a month to rest.
Yeah.
So it's about to get ugly, man. Anthony Davis just got cleared for on court.
Yeah.
So it's about to get ugly, man. It's definitely about to get ugly. Let's see what Nesco say. What is going on with him? I give him 2 more seasons and he's gone, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like he started. He was always just a little weird to me, a little different. But once Kobe passed, it seemed like it really affected him. And I don't know if that's a turning point for him, but they say he took it really, really hard when Kobe passed. Him and Kobe were very, very close.
Oh, man. I think Michael Jordan's supposed to introduce or induct Kobe in the Hall of Fame.
Into the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Has it been that should be good. Already? 5 years already? Kobe retired?
Yep, it's been 5 years.
Wow.
2016, yeah.
Ah, man. I went around some college basketball players who's actually 6'8". Kobe was what, 6'8"? I think he was. Something like
6'6".
6'6", 6'6", 6'8". Them some tall dudes, man, doing all that.
Yeah. You don't really marvel at it until you see it up close. Seeing it on TV is one thing because but once you see them up close and you see how big they are, but not even seeing how big they are, what really marveled for me is when I seen a NBA regulation court, I seen how high the rim was, how far back the 3-point line was. And I said, dude, you got to be strong to do this. You can't be weak, man. You got to be strong to do this.
How tall is LeBron? 6'8"?
6'8".
Yeah, they call him the grown man.
Oh man, yeah, that's grown man. Say Brooklyn is a cookie waiting to crumble. Yeah, they are, Ness. They are. They right for a fall because Kyrie may take time off. You know, he might have some personal things going on, and he say in the middle of a playoff series, he like, you know what, I need my me time. He hit a Dennis Rodman. You know, I didn't know Rodman was like that, man. I was a kid when the '90s Bull era, you know, so I didn't know all the backstory stuff and stuff that went on behind the scenes. But Dennis Rodman was off the chain, man.
Yeah, Rodman was more, not a scorer. He was a shutdown man. His opponent didn't really score any points on him. That was his role, shutdown defense. Yeah. Like if I had to go against Rodman, I might score 2 points the whole game. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like a 4-on-5 situation. Go ahead.
Yeah, and a rebound extraordinaire. The way he talks about rebounding, he talks about it like he's a engineer, like he builds planes. Like he talked about it, how he watched how he looked at how everybody shot the ball, and then when they shot the ball, depending on how they shot it, and he said he watched it bounce, and he can project where it was going to bounce. I said, how? That's study right there.
And Rodman's job also was to beat you. Just physically beat you down like a WWW wrestling match.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I don't know how true it is. Sean Taylor say Kyrie be killing me. Yo, Sean, Kyrie, I love Uncle Drew, man. I love Uncle Drew, but he be killing me. He be killing. It's always something now. Ever since he left Cleveland, man, it's always something. Him being with LeBron wasn't good enough, and then he goes to the Celtics. And he can't have his way there because those young guys, they don't want to listen. And so when he realized how the young guys were with the Celtics, he had to call LeBron and apologize, say, oh, man, I was being difficult because these guys here giving me crap and I gave you crap. So he had to apologize. Now he's with Brooklyn and, he wants to have his way, so it's, yeah. Which is crazy because he was a scorer in college. Oh, talking about Dennis Rodman. Yeah, he was a scorer. I don't know how true it is, but they said when he defended Karl Malone, he would say suspect things to Karl Malone. Like, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Dude, he gonna take him out to dinner after the game.
Yeah.
Told him his skin smooth, and I'm like, what?
All in his head. And Karl Malone, guess what? He fell for all of that.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. Every single time, man. He got into it with him, man. But hey, that's the greatness of a great trash talker, getting in their head, man.
I don't know if you remember two other guards. Who's the coach for Golden State?
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr was a beast on the Bulls.
Yeah, Steve Kerr, Paxson, Kukoc, Longley, Cartwright, Armstrong. I mean, you had it was Jordan and Pippen, of course, but you had great role players.
Yeah, Steve Kerr would tear your butt up with the 3-point shot.
Oh, he said Ferb got female. Oh, you mean tendencies? I say tentacles. Say Kyrie got female tentacles.
Yeah,
but it is what it is, man. I talk about that too, and I don't know if you did a show about it. You talked about it, and like I talked with Sean Taylor about masculinity and basically saving our boys, and our boys are so behind. And they need the most help. That's where our focus should be, because grown men is grown men. They made the decisions, but boys are still moldable, and we need to get them on the right track. Because, like I tell Sean all the time, I said, dude, if we don't empower boys, and that's all boys, period, not just black boys, but if we don't empower boys, they won't be able to protect us tomorrow. Because the boys that you dumb down today are the ones who's supposed to protect us tomorrow. I said, so if you continue to emasculate men the way you have in this country, just get ready to learn Mandarin, because China's coming.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. You think on your podcast you're gonna have you got one more comment?
He said tendencies. It was tendencies.
Right. Do you have like your slogan, trademark? What you gonna say? Like, I don't know. It could be "The sky's blue," Brandon Lampley. I mean, your go-to catchphrase yet?
No go-to catchphrases. I'm still working on names. Really, the true definition of a sports fanatic is the only name that I have and stuck. Like even with this segment, I've named it Candid Conversations.
There you go.
And I like that name, so we probably gonna keep it there. But nothing to where I am. I have a go-to phrase or anything like that.
Okay. You know who you look like? What's that actor? Anthony. What's his name? Anthony. God.
Anderson.
Yep.
Anthony Anderson. Yep. I get Anthony Anderson. I get Ruben Studdard. I get Gerald Levert too. Yeah, they love that. He's like, well, you look like Gerald. Who else do I get? It's one other.
Anthony Anderson. I can see that like by 95%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, Anthony. I want to do exactly what he did. He was a big dude. And I remember when he dropped all that weight, I saw him right after he basically, I guess, made his first public appearance after he dropped a lot of weight. He came to the Players Championship down in Ponte Vedra at Sawgrass, and I was working security down there. And I'm there, it's hot, and a couple stars there. You see him here and there. I see Jaguar players, and it's hot, and I'm out there talking to somebody who didn't want to listen to, and here he comes strolling by, looking svelte. And I say, man, he done dropped some weight, man. He looks good. Yeah. I said, man, I got to get it. Yeah,
he had to.
You say, how about come to the light with Lamp? Let's talk. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, that got like a little catch on it.
That got a little catch to it, Ness. Hey, trademark that, Ness. Trademark it right now.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Come to the lamp.
Yeah, for sure, man. I like it.
Right. Yeah, but you're doing good, man. Hey, I had a great time, man.
Man, I appreciate you.
I tell you what, I invite you on my show, but make sure your whole family in church, because on my platform they might say some things they don't want to hear.
Oh, hey, I'll warn them ahead of time, man, because my talent's gonna go beyond podcasting, yo. I'm gonna get in film too. And I'm gonna let them know ahead of time. Say, hey, I'm going to be me. I'm gonna say some things. It is what it is. I'm just letting you know.
Let them know ahead of time.
Yeah. Sean say we getting that weight off, young blood. Oh yeah, man. 60 pounds down, man. I'm getting this weight off, baby. Okay. I'm getting this weight off.
That's good, man. What, you walking or?
No, I'm the full workouts, man. Full work. I just worked out earlier, man. You say I want 30% founder's fee. I got you, Ness. Yes, I got you, babe. I got you. Hey, I got to put you to work, though. If you're going to want to get paid like that, I got to put you to work.
Yeah, I got to
put you to work.
He claiming it already.
Claiming it already. Hey, I'm creating a job for Ness. That's it right there. Got to put him to work.
Yeah. And everything.
Yeah, man, but I appreciate you for coming on and just give me a little bit of your time, man. Appreciate you. Hey, whenever you're ready, I'm ready, man. I told you I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, man. Whatever the topic is, whatever we talk about, let's do it.
Now, when you hear my two cousins on there, if I invite them on there, I call them the two dogs. So when your eyes pop out like this, Jesus Christ! What did he say?
Yeah. I was like, man, am I on the north side of Jacksonville? That's the only time I hear that kind of talk.
Yeah. They ain't that bad. They just keep it real, that's all.
Yeah, man. And let's say, let's get it.
All right, there you go, man.
Say, rumble, young man, rumble, man. I'm gonna keep it going, man.
There you go. I like it.
All right, man. Let everybody know where to find you, where they can find your podcast, where they can join your group, all of that good stuff.
On our Facebook, it's Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast. You can join the page. Got about 3,000 members. Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast on Facebook. YouTube is the same thing. Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast. Subscribe. Instagram, just like how my name is shown right here, PASTAH PAHMA.
All right.
PASTAH PAHMA.
Okay, I didn't know you was on Instagram. I got to follow you on Instagram.
Yeah. Look for that name and I'll follow you back.
Okay, for sure. Oh, Sean Taylor say, thanks for the info, Pastor.
Yeah. Everybody like how I spell that name.
Oh yeah. That's it right there.
The reason why I spell it like that, because I can go both ways.
Oh, yeah, you can. You can.
Yeah.
Take your time, Pastor.
Yeah, Pastor. Everything's good. I'm proud of you, brother. Keep it going.
And I appreciate it, man. But hold on, let me end the show. And let's see. Okay. But man, y'all remember to like, share, and subscribe. You see at the bottom down there, TikTok, IG, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe to all of it. Like, share, share with everybody, man. I got more coming your way, so stay tuned. But I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. We signing out. Peace out.